welcome back everyone to Ask Nutritionist Deepa's whole food plant-based, easy and flavorful and quick recipe segments. And today I'm going to make a street food called Ragda Patties. I'm going to go over the ingredients first and then come back and tell you what this dish is all about. We need boiled potatoes, soaked yellow peas that have been soaking for 2 hours, and then I'm going to cook them in my instant pot for 22 minutes. I'm going to cook them with some raw onion in it. Then for the flavoring, we are going to use some bay leaf, coriander powder, cumin powder, garam masala. To cook the beans, we are going to use my curry cubes, my base tomato onion curry cubes, and some ginger garlic cubes. I have the video for ginger garlic and the curry cubes, so make sure you watch those. And then we are going to add more flavor to it on top with this green cilantro chutney and my sweet and sour tamarind sauce. And then we have the usual culprits like turmeric and cayenne from my spice box. So these are the very simple basic ingredients. I'm going to start cooking the soaked yellow peas and then going to get started cooking the potatoes. So we are going to start this recipe by stir frying the potatoes. And just to make sure that the pot is ready, because we don't use any oil in cooking, guys. So you add a drop of water and it evaporates immediately, which means the pot is ready. It's just at the right temperature. You see how it is evaporating? This is perfect. Okay, so you can add some cumin if you want, but you can skip that step as well. We are going to just toast some cumin in here. Okay, now let me start talking about what Ragda Patties is. So Ragda Patties is a street food and traditionally made by making patties or potato-based patties, which is really cooked or shallow fried with a lot of oil. And there's a lot of time goes into making those patties, and in my opinion that step is not needed, because what happens is the patties are topped with ragda, which is a soupy, stewy, gravy based beans that we are going to cook next, the yellow peas. So really nobody actually get to see the patties, so why go through that extra step, because this is all about making the meal planning easy and quick. So to avoid the extra time that goes into making patties, I am going to start by stir frying these potatoes. So my cumin is toasted and I'm just going to add the boiled potatoes. Very important to remember here, with the skin on. Make sure that you are eating your vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, especially if they are organic, with the skin on. So now this Ragda Patties recipe, believe it or not, is going to be a friendly dish or a meal for those who have diabetes and for those who are trying to lose weight or looking to lower their blood pressure. Now you must be wondering, oh my god, so many potatoes, where am I going to get my protein? My blood sugars are going to go up high, because that is what people associate potatoes with. However, believe it or not, 1.5 cup of potatoes have almost 5 grams of protein. Anything that grows has protein. Potatoes grow underground, so they need all the nutrients to grow, and that's why they also make some proteins. So here we have these potatoes. Because they are already boiled, you don't really have to do much. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of water and then add just some turmeric, and then the base of this Ragda Patties is done. Okay. So another thing about eating potato with skin on is it is high in potassium. They also have vitamin C. So potato based diet is not a bad diet. And when people go on a low carb diet, their brain health gets really compromised because our brain can use carbohydrate as the only source for energy. That's why when somebody is feeling little dizzy or somebody faints, nobody goes and puts egg or a piece of chicken or turkey in his mouth. What do we give them? We give them orange juice or something sugary, something carbohydrate based, because that is the only source of fuel for that your brain can use. So please don't be afraid to eat carbohydrates that are whole or slow acting carbohydrates like potatoes and wild rice and other ancient grains, but also making sure that you are not cooking those carbohydrates with tons of oil, because oil is the one that causes insulin resistance. So now I hope I have convinced you on eating potatoes. I'm just going to add a little bit of turmeric, and like I said, this dish needs a little bit of planning in terms of soaking the beans and cooking them. And my beans are already we're soaking and they are in the instant pot. And while that's happening, I am just stir frying these potatoes. Now if you want, you can add ginger garlic paste to these potatoes, or you can skip adding it ginger garlic here and just add it to the bean based soupy stew that we are going to make, which is called as ragda, to put it on top. You can sprinkle some salt if you want at this point, but basically this is all we need to do to these potatoes. So I'm going to cover it, maybe steam it for another 2 minutes. Really, there is nothing much to do because these potatoes are already boiled. So these potatoes are done, and like I said, I didn't really cook for too long, but I put the lid on because I wanted to make sure that whatever sticks at to the bottom of the pot or the skillet comes off, because we have not used any cooking. And I'm going to take these potatoes out. You want to make sure that they are not too mushy, they are little al dente, because that's how usually the patty is. So this is going to be the base of our dish, and I'm going to take this out and pretty much start cooking in the same skillet to save some time and just to make sure that all the trimmings from the potatoes get captured. So in the same skillet, I'm going to start stir frying some onion just to get all these trimmings together. And like I said, you don't need to use another pot or a pan to cook your beans or the topping for this Ragda Patties, the stew, the bean stew, the yellow pea stew. And I'm just stir frying some onions because I had some extra onion that was chopped lying around. So this is a perfect way to get that utilized. And the pot is hot, so I'm going to add the onion tomato cubes and ginger garlic cubes in there. Now these cubes come in extremely handy when you are trying to cook during the weekdays or even weekends, or when you are rushing. These are the small little things which are going to make your meal planning and staying on track process very sustainable, because it's all about making sure that whatever lifestyle you choose, hopefully whole food plant-based lifestyle, that is sustainable. Most of my patients are able to sustain the lifestyle because they plan and they make sure that the meals are flavorful. Now the tamarind sauce that I'm going to use and the green chutney, the green cilantro sauce that I'm going to use on top is going to add, the tamarind is going to add the tanginess, the cilantro sauce is going to add a little bit of spiciness to the dish. But the reason why I have them in these little 2 bottles is because they were frozen. So anytime I make any chutney, any sauce, any gravy, I always make extra and put it in the little jars like these and freeze them. So they come in handy when I need it. Another great meal planning tip here, to make sure that you freeze either in ice cube trays or in small little jars or bottles. I'm going to start adding the seasoning to this garlic, onion, ginger, tomato paste base. A little bit of turmeric, some cayenne. Now you can skip adding cayenne if you don't want your stew to be spicy. Some garam masala and 1/4 teaspoon of cumin powder and 1/2 teaspoon of coriander powder and a couple of bay leaves. Last time when I was in India, I tried this at some place and I thought the addition of bay leaf was an interesting one. It just added extra layer of flavor. So I'm just adding some bay leaves. Remember guys, spices are nature's pharmacy. Every spice that I added in here has some health benefits, predominantly anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antibacterial, so on and so forth. And just taking turmeric supplement or taking pills is not good enough, because these nutrients need to be taken in small doses. So eating diet rich in fruits, vegetable, whole grains, root tubers, fruits, beans, lentils, spices is important. A lot of people give up spices because they think, oh, that is what is causing their acid reflux. I don't think so. That's not the reason. The acid reflux happens after eating spicy food is when spices are mingled with oil. So that being said, I'm going to let it cook for another minute. So these dried yellow peas are perfectly cooked with the onion. They are nice and soft, and you want them actually quite soft. You don't want them al dente like potatoes, because the softness is going to add the creaminess to the stew, which is also called as ragda. So I'm just going to allow it to simmer just for a couple minutes, not more than that, because everything in there is cooked. We just want all the flavors to come together. So to put this ragda patties together, we just have to do a bit of an assembly line. Dish the potatoes in a plate or a bowl. These plates are, by the way, 50 years old. They are from my mom, so it's very special to me. And then I'm going to put some bean stew, flavorful, absolutely flavorful. So to plate this recipe together, we are going to take the potatoes and then scoop some yellow peas stew on top that we just cooked with bunch of spices, and then add some green chutney on top, or if you want, you can also add a little bit of green or mint chutney on top, and some tangy tamarind sauce on top. Some onion. So ragda patties is ready to go, ready to eat. Literally it gets cooked in less than 30 minutes. No oil used full of flavors. I hope you guys will try it. You will like it. Please comment and subscribe and ask me any question related to the recipe or nutrition. I am looking forward to talking to you all soon. Thank you and talk to you soon.